Alright folks, welcome to Loud Wolf Studio A. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm going to be posting some videos here. I'm going to see if I can maybe do one or two a week. Don't know what day yet, still learning to film and all that. Let's see, okay. Yeah, this is a really lame start. I'm aware. Trust me, I'm aware. Not very good at editing videos yet. Not very good at making videos yet. Not very good at guitar playing yet. But we'll get there. And throughout all these videos and stuff, I'm just going to show you some, simple warm-up techniques. Maybe a few exercises. We'll get into some scale stuff. We'll get into a few different styles of playing. We'll talk guitars. We'll talk a little bit of gear. And just overall listen to me ramble on and on about guitar playing. So, start off the day right with the riff of the day. Let's see if you can get this Mouth for War by Pantera, one of my favorite riffs. That's our riff for the day. Sorry about the little mess up in there. Hey, nobody's perfect, Everybody's allowed to mess up every once in a while. Excuse me. So, Pantera. And what we're going to talk about today is just some of my favorite guitar players. I'm going to see if I can narrow it down to five. Five of the guys that have probably influenced me the most over the years. Not in any particular order. Now that I'm thinking about it, I may talk about more than five because there's just a ton of guitar players, And I think everybody has a lot of things that have influenced their playing, a lot of players that have maybe influenced their playing. So that's just what I'm going to try to talk about today. Just give you a little insight into myself and over the 8-9 years I've been playing guitar. And just show you some of the people that I've studied and everything, and some of the music that I've listened to. So, before further ado, let's get some music playing. In the background here, we're going to have a little Black Label Society. We got the Mafia album going. And I guess that's a good introduction to my first guitar player I'm going to talk about. A guy that's influenced me ever since I very first started playing guitar is this guy right here, Zakk Wylde. See him there with his nice bullseye Les Paul and his little signature Marshall hat, sort of. I don't know, that's like his micro stack or something that he practices with on the bus, I think. Yeah, he's one of the guys that was one of the first people I really heard and listened to. He played on a lot of Ozzy stuff. Had Black Label Society, which we got going on right now. Very bluesy player, just a player with a lot of feel and a great tone. Really knows how to shred too, man. If you wanna learn some good licks, I would suggest looking up Pentatonic Hardcore. It's a lesson video he made maybe back in the 90s or so. Very good video. A lot of cool licks, a lot of scales and stuff that he uses. Really neat video. Pentatonic Hardcore. I'd suggest you check that out. Yeah, just always really dug Zakk Wylde and his sound. Great songwriter too. I like stuff like this song right here, Forever Down, or In This River. Great songs off the Mafia album. Is one of my favorites by Black Label right now. Okay, let's see if we can keep it moving. Another guy that I spent years, I know I spent at least 2.5 years just trying to emulate this guy and learn his style. This guy right here, Derek Trucks. I've got a couple pictures of him around from magazines I've cut out. Great slide player, great tone. He just kind of had that going. Let's see if I can show you some of the stuff I learned from him. and this isn't, I mean, like I said, this is my first video. Some of the stuff I'm going to be doing is teaching you how to do certain things, showing you some licks and stuff. Something that he did a lot of slide and everything. That's just a basic little slide lick. Sorry, I'm down here. That I kind of learned from him. Wonderful player, very tasteful, good jazz player too. Okay, so we got 2 down. Let's see. We'll talk about number 3. And again, this is in no particular order. Dimebag Darrell, right there, dude. Pantera, great Southern Trendkill, great album. Cowboys from Hell, of course, Far Beyond Driven, Vulgar Display, all that stuff. Great playing on that album, great tone, great feel. The guy was just a super nice guy as well. Very influential player in the metal world. Him and Zakk, I think, were pretty good friends, and they had a lot of things in common with their playing style, especially with the use of pentatonic scales, and both of them have very similar legato techniques, which is pull-offs and hammer-ons and trills and things like that, just left-hand stuff. And I'll talk about that in another video. I'll show you some exercises and some warm-ups that I've learned from them over the years. Yeah, Dimebag. He's not with us anymore, but if you're watching this and you're a guitar player, you probably knew that. Not with us anymore. He was killed on stage by some crazy dude who just didn't get it, I guess. It's very sad that he's not with us anymore, but thankfully he did leave a very big body of work for us to listen to and to take from, not only with Pantera but with Damage Plan. And he also did a little project with David Allen Coe called Rebel Meets Rebel. And that's a great little thing too, if you want to check out some of his more obscure stuff. And then I also heard the other day that he actually played guitar, did a solo or something, on a Nickelback song, which I thought was a little weird, because most people in the true metal community, I guess, aren't big alternative or post-grunge fans, and I'm surprised that he would do something with them, but it's Dime. I'm not going to argue with him. And nothing against Nickelback. I mean, you know, they're a successful band. I don't have a problem with them. I've never liked their music that much, but that's just me. So let's see, that's 3. Let's see, who else can I talk about? Marzi, Montazeri. A lot of you probably don't know who that is. You may have heard of the other 3 before. You probably even know some of their work and stuff. But Marzi Montazeri plays in this band. Phil Anselmo and the Illegals. Walk Through Exits Only, their first full-length album. They had a couple of little EPs or like 2-song releases. One of them was the War of the Gargantuans EP that they did with Warbeast. And then they also did something for Scion AV, which I think is a car company. And those songs are really great too, and I've heard them play, you know, I've seen some videos on YouTube of them playing those songs live. So altogether, they've probably, what, like 12, 13, 14 songs, something like that, all together. And yeah, when I first heard Marzi Montazeri with Phil Anselmo and the Illegals, that was when I heard his sound and saw him playing, that's when I really wanted to kind of learn to up my technique, I guess you could say, or take it to the next level, and I started getting into metal and stuff. Listening to stuff, you know, like Pantera, Exodus, a little bit of early Metallica. Started digging into a little bit of hardcore, got into Black Flag and Minor Threat. So there's just a really cool, you know, little community there. But Marzi is just a very, very good guitar player. I have a feeling we'll be hearing a lot more from him very soon. And he'll definitely go down as one of the greats as far as metal guitar players go. Let's see, I'm trying to think of maybe somebody else that I really dug. Let's see, I've already talked about 3 metal guys and 1 blues guy, so Zakk Wylde. Zakk Wylde, wonderful guitar player. Very unique technique, I guess you could say. He actually, if you watch some of his him playing live and stuff, you'll notice that he uses these 3 fingers predominantly. A lot of guitar players will use their first finger more. But he was actually in a car accident, and I think he broke his finger or jammed it in really bad, and supposedly he's not able to move it beyond like that. So he can play like power chords, I think he said, and like bar chords, but when he solos, he'll be using these 3. So he has to have a very strong pinky, which a lot of guitar players don't usually use their pinky as much as they probably should, honestly. Because, you got 4 fingers. 4 fingers you can throw on the frets. 5 if you want to go over the neck with your thumb. Which is something I've been working on a lot lately, and I'll show you some single finger exercises in another video to strengthen up each individual finger. Yeah, those are probably the top 5 guitar players that I've really, and especially the 3 metal guys, obviously lately, have really been influencing me, because I've only been into metal and stuff for about 6 or 7 months now, just trying to learn as much as I can about it. Yeah, those are the guys that really helped me learn how to build up some speed and have given me some good ideas and stuff as far as riffs and solos. Helped me strengthen up my right hand a lot and get it in tune with this hand. And then Derek Trucks and Zakk Wylde are probably my 2 favorite blues guitar players as far as that goes. Derek obviously with the slide and the jazz, and he's got these little Indian scale type things that he uses that are really neat. Big fan of the flatted ninth. He hits right up to that, and it sounds really kind of strange, but really works. And then Zakk, honestly, from most points of view, a pretty standard rock and roll guitar player. He's been in a couple bands, White Stripes, obviously. Sorry, I was looking at I've got a White Stripes poster over there. I'll give you a tour of my room in another video. He was in the White Stripes, of course, for 10 years, and then the Rock On Tours. They released 2 albums. The Dead Weather, they released 2 albums, and I think they're working on a new one that we should see out in 2015 or so, if Zakk is to be believed. And then he's also got a really awesome, really great solo thing going. It's just Zakk Wylde. And he's released Blunderbuss so far, and here pretty soon, in a couple days, I think he's going to be releasing Lazaretto, his 2nd solo album. So that'll be cool to see. Highball Stepper is out on YouTube. Go check that out. Great song. Just really kick butt song, if you ask me. Lots of heavy riffs, lots of crazy Zakk soloing. Just good stuff. Really good. It'd be a really good introduction to his solo work. If you want to check that out. Let's see. I talked about 5, and those are probably my 5 biggest guys that I'm listening to most right now. Obviously, there are other guys. I mean, I think everybody has a ton of guitar players that they listen to. Those are the kind of the big 5, I guess you could say, for me, who've really been influencing me a lot, or have influenced me over my lifetime. A couple other guitar players that I've really dug into would be like Wayne Kramer from MC5. And then Ron Ashton on the Funhouse album from the Stooges. Pepper Keenan and Kirk Windstein, or Steen or whatever, from Down, and also Crowbar and Corrosion of Conformity. A couple other guys, Bill Kyler and Brent Hines from Mastodon, a wonderful guitar team. They do a lot of good work with Mastodon. Leviathan is a great album. And then, you got your standard guys, like, you got your Keith Richards and Jimmy Page and Eddie Van Halen, who I've learned a lot from those guys. Another kind of odd influence, I guess I could throw out there would be John Frusciante, who was in the Red Hot Chili Peppers for quite a while. I think he was their longest running guitar player. And he always had a very unique feel, in my opinion. Played, very outside type player, really wanted to surprise you and stuff, always kind of going for the weirder sounds, weirder note choices. Always had a really interesting sound. He's really hard to pin down. He's a very unique guitar player. Very influenced by Hendrix. And you can definitely hear that in his playing. Another guy, Josh Homme, he was with Caius, and now he's got Queens of the Stone Age, Them Crooked Vultures, and I think he's done a little bit of work with Foo Fighters. I know him and Dave Grohl are good friends. Another kind of outside, quirky player that really comes up with a lot of cool stuff. If you want a good, kind of a funny introduction or whatever to his music, would be Feel Good Hit of the Summer. That first solo, about 1 minute and 5 seconds in, it's just weird, noisy, crazy crap, and it's just awesome, and I love it. I think it's a great little solo, and it's a good introduction to Josh's playing, because he's always the guy that's kind of going to, wants to trip you out with guitar playing, I guess you could say. So yeah, those are just some of my influences. By no means is that everybody I've ever listened to or learned something from. But I'm just trying to give you a good idea of who influenced me and kind of who I am as a guitar player. Like I told you, I've been playing a lot of metal lately. Sorry, I lost my mind there for a sec. And maybe in another video I'll talk about my transition into that. Been playing a little bit differently. Obviously, I've been playing with my, like this. Mainly because I had some wrist problems a couple months ago, and this has kind of helped that. And I've also been trying to warm up and do some more exercises and stuff. Obviously, this is not the most metal guitar you've ever seen. Like maybe, let's see, Jim Root from Slipknot. He plays a telly quite a bit, but he's got the EMGs and stuff in there, and yeah, so maybe here in a couple months you may see me with another guitar. And hey, you want to make a contribution, I'm good. I'll take your money. I'm not endorsing anything or anybody, any products or anything, but hey, if say, I don't know, Gibson wants to send me, I don't know, their 2014 120th anniversary Firebird, I'm fine with that. I'm good with that. I don't have the money right now. I can't even afford to buy a stinking car, let alone a guitar, and buy another case and afford to put strings on it. Yeah, just a little plug there for anybody from Gibson who may be, listening to this video. Anybody? Me. Check me out. I could use some gear. Okay, well, I'm going to finish this video up. You've heard me ramble enough. So, keep rocking, keep practicing, and you'll be hearing more from me soon. Have a good evening. Day. Get your pull.